feeling cold against your skin. Running through the chaos, letting all the sin. Temptation in a bottle, ready for the night. Craving for the thrill, it's time to ignite. Dark desires burning bright. Echoes in the dead of night. No retreat, no looking back on this heart attack.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, good to... Hey, we accidentally took ourselves off stage. How are you all? Good to see you. I was hoping for more movement since we were on yesterday. I was hoping we would see more of an arrest type situation, someone get in handcuffs, a update to that autopsy, something. But in that time, we've had no updates really, except for this and a couple of other things that we're going to talk about. But David has, in his infinite wisdom, decided to cancel his tour. Well, I don't know what other choices you would have had, because I'm guessing the LAPD said to you, don't be going too far outside of California. I think they want him to stay in the area, not to be traveling around the USA. Now, according to his website, his world tour is still scheduled to go from October 1st. We'll see what happens before then, but for at least right now, he is not going around to other states in the USA. So that's interesting. Here, I'm going to play this update from NBC LA for you.
All U.S. tour dates for singer David, as well as his deluxe album, have been scrapped. This all comes as police search his home for clues on what happened to 15-year-old Celeste Hernandez. Teenager was last seen by her family in Lake Elsinore a year ago. Her body was found in the front trunk of David's Tesla at a tow yard in Hollywood last week.
NBC4's investigative reporter Eric Leonard has been tracking this case. Joins us live from the podcast studio where he records the Leonard Files. Eric.
Hi, Colleen and Michael. Well, those concerts had been set for tonight in San Francisco, Los Angeles, at the Greek Theater tomorrow. They're off as LAPD robbery homicide detectives continue to look for more information on clues on where this teenager was for the last year. Now, the singer, who goes by the name David, spelled D4vd, has also canceled all of his other upcoming U.S. appearances. His real name is David Burke. He's believed to have returned to Southern California, where he's said to be cooperating with the police investigation. LAPD detectives searched a home in the Hollywood Hills Wednesday night. That's where David had been staying before this concert tour began in August. The investigators could be seen collecting items of potential evidence, searching for anything that could show whether this teenage girl, Celeste Rivas, had been seen and ever had been inside that home. And if she had, the question is, when was she there and when was she last seen alive? Her family reported her missing from Lake Elsinore a year ago. Her brother told NBC News that Celeste Rivas and the singer had gone out on dates together in a black Tesla, just like the one in which Rivas's body was found on.
Hey, I'll stop it there. People are talking about how the Greek is... great. Hold on. How the Greek is not cancelled. Well, according to my one, it is. Yeah. So this is the Greek Theater. This was his event ID in the thing there. Here, let's get rid of the cookies. If I put the link in the chat for you, it's not showing up anymore. You may be able to buy tickets on alternate websites, but this was the link for his event, and it's not. You can't. I mean, they've removed it, so I wouldn't expect that if you do buy a ticket that they would go ahead with it. Let me just check here. Presented by Golden Voice. Golden Voice are the same people who do Coachella. I'm pretty sure anyway. Yeah, they are. So Golden Voice are the people who do Coachella every year. They were the promoter for David's event too. They are pretty risk adverse, so I couldn't imagine them wanting to be associated. Let's see. Yeah, it definitely says here. says he's called off the show at the Greek Theatre. Hey, go away. Don't you hate these things here? Yeah, it has been cancelled. I don't know other than that, but that's what they're saying. Chipmunk said, I can already see his groupies supporting him. Actually, the people in his he had a Discord server where they sort of hung out and got access to the singer. They have actually left. A lot of them have left and disassociated themselves with him. I was watching something last night after we got off the air. His Discord team actually, it's called David's Closet. They put out a statement basically saying they didn't know about the age of her. They didn't know anything about this. Here, I've got it here. I'll show it to you. And that they were basically disassociating themselves with David. They didn't want anything to do with him. Here. And this was to the members of this server. They say, we, the Discord and Twitch staff team, we want to clarify what we knew and didn't know regarding Celeste. We were not aware of her true age or that she was a missing person. We also did not have any contact with her outside of what was public. From what was shared in David's media, Twitch, that type of thing, and from her role in the server, we understood her to be around 18 to 19. She appeared in 2 streams, but otherwise was not active in the server, and we did not have ongoing communication with her. Most of us are not located in California, so we were not aware of any missing person reports connected to her. Additionally, the staff team has had minimal contact with David or his management. The mention of her full name within the server was not seen in real time due to how fast the chat moves when David pings everyone. As a result of this situation, the majority of the staff team has left the server and we no longer associate with David. We do not support his actions in any capacity. Our priority has always been the well-being of members in this community. We are deeply saddened by the situation and extend our prayers to Celeste's family. May she rest in peace and may her family receive justice. And they put a link at the bottom here for the family's GoFundMe. So this is what was being said in relation to that. There was also some weird stuff going around from the Discord earlier today online where people said that she may have been pregnant. Now, I can't verify any of this. I think most people are saying they're not sure that it's real, but there was there were some people playing connect the dots, that at some point in the server there was something posted about a baby being on the way for David, and the only person he was seeing at the time was her. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Hold on, guys. All right. Joe says, when the corporate types bail, you got to pay attention. That happened over the last couple of days where sponsors, collaboration, promoters, concert, people who work at the concerts, they have all gone into cover your ass mode. So they're in the cover your butt situation right now in relation to David and Celeste. So Kim said, didn't we suspect that motive? I mean, yeah, possibly. What was the age gap? Oh, I think she was like 14, or she's young at when she went missing, she was even younger. Hold on. We said it last night. I don't keep his age in my head. Hold on. He's 20. Born 28th of March 2005. So there's like a multi-year age gap. It doesn't matter because she is a child. I think we all got to get that into our heads that she is a child victim. Got to be like, this is not like a guy kills his girlfriend or something. This is a guy who was grooming a child, and any other sort of anything like that is, that's what it's got to be. That's what it's got to be called. Hey Trent, what's up, brother? David just turned himself in, according to TMZ Twitter. Thanks for letting me know. Let me check it out. Let me go to TMZ. They should have it. TMZ. Is that for real? Nothing on their website. Let me check their Twitter like they said in the comment. No, I don't see anything from their Twitter, but it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, he was supposed to do these shows on the weekend. As soon as he got back to California, they jumped. But yeah, I don't see anything on the Twitter. But unless my Twitter is somehow not their Twitter, which is not their Twitter, who knows? But no, not right now. The last thing they posted about was Colin Kaepernick. Something about Kaepernick funds a autopsy for someone. But nothing on there as of yet, my friend. I don't see anything on their Twitter. So nothing about that. If that does happen, I'll let you know, but nothing on their website either. Let me just check there. You would think if this was like breaking news, they would have it all over their website to get the clicks, but nothing there. Let me just double check. If I type in nah, I'm not seeing anything. I'm just making sure we're not missing something. Nah. All right. No, there's nothing on there. Well, your friend is your friend is your friend. You should have other friends. Yeah, if you have a screenshot, you can send it to my email, but that's what you can do. All right, we're going to keep going. Carolina said he's in a heap of trouble regardless. It doesn't, like, you have to explain first how you're with a child, and there's so much proof that not just the LAPD, but people on the internet have been able to compile a timeline of your relationship and being able to find various bits and pieces of you being together, calling each other, pet names, and talking about how, you're in love and we're going to do this and that. I mean, the internet kind of won on this one, being that this guy was so connected with his Discord and social media. They left a lot of the evidence out there for anyone to find, really. But yeah, I think there's a lot of people who keep talking in a frame that this was a girl who could make her own decisions. And while I know young people like to think they can, at the end of the day, they're under the age of 18 and they cannot. They are considered children and they can, they are victims. So she would be, even if she wasn't dead today and this situation had still happened, she was with David or whatever, and everyone found out, it broke the general population news, we'd be still talking about the same thing. We'd still be talking the same crime. He is still considered a criminal. So here we go. Thank you. I appreciate it. What is this? Her in the background. Thank you, the person who sent this in. I will put it up. More photos of her. Nope, that's not how we do that. There we go. So there's him and there's her again, trying to hide her face. This is like the 20th photo we have of her, like a handbag in front of her face, a hand, sort of hiding, always trying to avoid photographs. That's what we've seen. So yes, thanks for sending that in. Um, Marlene said the real question is, did Mrs. Ping get her birthday Cinnabon? She did. We posted it last night. Here, I'll find it for you. Where is it? Did we post it? Yeah, I did. Here we go. Open link in another tab. Ah, there you guys go. She got her Cinnabon yesterday, so there you go. She enjoyed it. She liked it. It was good. Weeb, hey Weeb, how are you? Jason. So that guy most likely knew. Interesting. Interesting. I think there's a lot of people, like I said, playing cover their own ass right now on what they knew and how much they knew. I think there's a lot of people trying to say, oh, we didn't know anything. Oh, we didn't know about Celeste. We didn't know she was underage. I think a lot of people knew more than they are saying. Let's see. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. Blaze says she looks like a small child. It depends. In some photos, she looks younger than you think, and then in some photos, she looks a little older. But I mean, young girls can dress up to look older than they actually are. Let's see. Like, there's that one. We've seen that one before. What are they saying here? Yeah, I don't understand this. So TMZ said, although the message was posted on Discord, claimed to be written on behalf of Discord and Twitch, a rep for Twitch tells us the moderator is not employed by them. Please be more stupid, TMZ. The sub-communities in both places, I think Twitch also has channel moderators, just like YouTube. So does Discord. I cannot believe they actually reached out to Twitch and were like, hey, we have a comment from one of your moderators. Tell me you've never been in a social media sort of community ever to write this. That is, I've never seen something so stupid in my life. Hey, good to see you guys. Oh, hey, hey, DJ. Okay, thanks, DJ. DJ said there was an article off a website saying that he flew from cancel Seattle concert, flies to LA to turn himself in. I don't think I've seen that. I think that might be one of those like AI things that write presumptuous type stuff, but I will double check. Yeah, I'm not. I think the internet would be alight. Yeah, there's nothing like on the timeline. If this was real, the timeline would have lit up right now saying that, whatever. We'll find out. When the big media starts reporting it, then we'll know. All right. Here, I want to show you that thing that says that they had a kid on the way. And some people are saying it's a different person. Some people saying it's not related to Celeste. I don't know. But this is where they got it from earlier today. And it's David in that Discord saying, me and deleted user got a kid on the way. There was also something else going on today in that Discord. David was in there saying that his legal team were deleting everything or trying to delete messages within the chat. That was also posted about earlier today, that they were deleting messages or something. But they were saying that basically, yeah, they're in the cover your track situation right now. That's what I keep saying it. Everyone's in the I'm going to cover my ass type thing right now. So that's what's going on. I was trying to find the legal thing, but Just double check if I can find it again. The timeline moves very quickly. I don't see it right now. If I find it again, I'll show it to you. But yeah, there was something about lawyers deleting messages in this David's closet or whatever. So. And Weeb said, I was skeptical of this message. All I can tell you is that some people are saying it relates to a different person and not Celeste. Some people said that she is the deleted user. I don't know. All I can tell you is that's what was floating about today. Chipmunk said, hard to tell sometimes with age. Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's because turn on the news, all the newses. Which one? I have all the newses on every channel. Which one? You have to tell me. I love it. It's so funny. Guys, if it was breaking news, it would be everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Sometimes things break early online, like on Twitter or something, but it is minutes before someone writes a lead article with like one sentence and a photo and they publish it. So yeah, I'm skeptical. We'll find out. If I get an alert on my thing here, then we'll know. But right now, a lot of talk and not a lot of evidence. We like to deal with evidence and real stuff, not just crazy people talking random stuff. All right. Let me go through here. All right, let me take you over here. Yeah, I can't find anything. And I think I've got two other people working in the background that are looking at it too. And one said they couldn't find it except for some random website called Sandra Rose. I don't know who that is. And then another person messaged me saying that they can't verify it either. So until you can send me a mainstream article, then I'm not gonna do it. Betsy said, I feel stupid. Yeah, you get punked. Yeah, no, it's all right. No. Weeb said, couldn't find anything in Los Angeles area. It would be everywhere. We have alerts and things set up for all sorts of stories. Anything to do with breaking news. We got like a separate folder that would go ballistic, and there was nothing. So it was pretty obvious. Chipmunk says, yeah, hello. Good to see you guys. Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. So funny. Yeah, I'm gonna make that person go away. I don't understand their childish pranks. This is how people get entertainment on a Friday night, apparently. Fun people. Okay, let's head out. I want to go over to this story for a second. Let's let everyone simmer down. Simmer down for a minute. I want to break this story and we'll go back to it when everyone calms the fuck down. I want to show you what happened. We followed a story last week, and do you guys remember we talked about the lady who had the babies in the home and they found the infants? Well, they're reporting it now as a fourth baby was found in that home. A fourth baby. How many babies did this woman kill? You guys remember this? We brought it to you last week out of Pennsylvania. They're now saying there's another baby. What the hell was this woman doing? I can't. Yeah, in a press release on Thursday, Pennsylvania State Police announced that during the course of the investigation, 4 remains of infants were discovered within a bedroom and an attic of the residence. And her name is Jessica. She's 39 years old. She is believed to be the mother of these children that they're saying she killed. They say before she was charged with 1 count of criminal homicide, 1 count of involuntary manslaughter, and 4 counts of concealing the death of a child, and 4 counts of abuse of a corpse. And they're saying she was arraigned on Thursday and has been denied bail. I hope they don't keep finding more babies. I hope they've searched that house from top to bottom. And they're not going to come out next week and be like, we found a 5th one. We found a 5th child. How long has she been doing this for? To have so many babies deposited in the home. It's Carolina says going wild down in this ping joint. It is going down in this ping joint. It sounds like something you would do on a Friday night. Hey, I have to go have my ping joint outside. Mum doesn't let me smoke in the house. Okay. Jessica Mothy is her name. Let me see if I can find another update for that one, because that's disgusting. This woman, and she has children that are older and alive, but she just decided to kill these children. Why? I don't know. Here, I'm going to bring you the latest update. This was a few days ago.
Now to new details on a disturbing discovery in Armstrong County. Police have charged this woman after 3 bodies of 3 infants were found in a home.
My heart goes out to all the babies because that's just not right.
Channel 11's Lauren Talata is in Armstrong County after talking to a woman who babysat the suspect's older children.
The details of this criminal complaint are disturbing and graphic. State police arrested a 39-year-old woman who they say admitted to giving birth to 3 babies inside of her home who were now found dead.
It's crazy. I mean, I'm just shocked all about it.
Heartbreak and disbelief. Those are just some of the emotions rippling through Oak Avenue in Cadogan after this woman, 39-year-old Jessica Mothy, was arrested and charged with homicide and abuse of a corpse.
You could definitely tell that she was a single mom that was struggling, but you would never think that this would happen out of it.
Officials made the gruesome discovery of the remains of 3 babies over the weekend, approximately 1 month after Mothy was evicted from the home. Court documents say when the owner went into the house on September 13th, he observed a trash bag in the closet with a foul odor. Police and the coroner were called, who confirmed a deceased infant was inside of the bag. Court documents say troopers then searched the attic and found 2 totes. They say inside of each, the remains of 2 more babies.
My heart goes out to all the babies because that's just not right.
Allie Marshall and her boyfriend have babysat Mothy's 2 school-aged.
Yeah, I'll stop it there. It had the update. There you go. I don't know what's going to happen with that one, but she is due to be back in court in early October, so I will let you know. Betsy said, people who can't have children would have loved those angels. I think it'll be more interesting to find out if we get how old they were. Right now, all we know is like they were very young, but we don't know if any of them made it past birth, or was it pre 9 months? Were they premature? Was it later on? Were they all live birth? Did they die at birth? There's many different factors that can stack in here that would classify the deaths in different ways. So we would have to wait for that information to come out. But to hoard them in your home like they are some sort of collector's item is disturbing enough. To have these children, wrap them in blankets or towels and sort of squirrel them away in the home is very freaky and horrific. Like, who does that? One you sort of get, and we've had women in the news who have done this one time and ended up as a national news story, like that girl in Kentucky. This woman did it multiple times over multiple years, and it's not even close to the story that the Kentucky one is. It's shocking. It really is. It makes it even more weird because she has other children that lived and they grew up and they're alive, but these ones had to die for some reason. So, hey, good to see some of the new people. Hey, good to see you. Hope you guys are having a good Friday night where you are, or if you're in Australia like me, hope you're having a warmer Saturday than me. It is freezing down here today. Who is emailing me? Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Someone is being... Oh, it's my friend Carla. Carla, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate it. Khaliza said, do we know if the baby, that's what I was asking before, were they full term, were they alive, were they born, did they breathe? There's various different medical things they can look for to tell if a baby even took one breath outside of the womb. So these things would all have to be investigated. Blaze says timing leads to she had one every 2 years, natural time for a breastfeeding mom. Age-wise, there is more chance of birth defects after age 35. Also, her husband being in prison. Makes a lot of sense. Betsy said, if she's a single mom and this keeps happening, those kids need to be taken away. They need to definitely look into those other children. Marlene said, husband in jail, maybe the math would not work out. That husband's having a bad week after learning this, for sure. Gayla said, one was alive and cried before she wrapped it in a towel and left. Awful. Let's see. Her case, regardless, snip, snip. Yeah. Hey, we always advocate for men. Men who hurt young children, we always advocate for them to be chemically castrated, but we never talk about women being, have their tubes forcibly tied after they abuse multiple infants like this. There needs to be some sort of leveling here of how we call for these things between men and women. You can't just go after men and be like, they need to have their nuts chopped off. And then when women do it and it's a horrific crime, just being like, sure, let's just let her keep having more children because it's her right. There's got to be sort of equal playing fields, right? Living kids with her husbands. Yes, the living children were her husbands. Yeah. Let's go. All right. That's your update for that. Another child. Chipmunk said, for women like her, bringing babies into the world and not caring for the ones they have, 8+ kids and can't afford them. There's a lot of that. Gayla said, nope, she needs it all removed. I don't know if they've ever put up with that. I don't know if they've ever even contemplated doing that for women. There was a guy in Oklahoma who's going to be like the first person that's going to be chemically castrated, and he gets it as a sentence reducer. So he chose to have the chemical castration, and he gets a reduction in his sentence because of it. But I don't know if they would ever do it with women. I'm not sure. Never heard of them even pretending like that will be an idea for women who either hurt children or hurt their own children or have a propensity to hurt children. I've not heard that brought forward. Okay. All right. Let's now that everyone's calmed down and I had to change the story for a second so everyone calmed the hell down. We can go back to the other story. Actually, before we do, one more quick story. I don't know if anyone heard this, but the Jimmy Kimmel thing, him being taken off the air, did anyone else hear that someone shot up an ABC studios today because of it? Someone fired on a random ABC studio and yeah, like a drive-by shooting. Hold on. There was an ABC Sacramento that was, they had gunfire hit the building today, and they believe it's something to do with Jimmy Kimmel being taken off the air. We'll talk about this, then we'll go back to the other story.
This is breaking news from CBS 13.
That breaking news out of Sacramento, where the local ABC station, ABC 10, was struck by gunfire. Police tell us nobody was hurt, but the investigation is underway. This is video of the scene on Broadway near 3rd Street. Here's what officers had to say at a press conference just moments ago.
Just after 1:30 this afternoon, our officers responded to reports of shots fired in the 400 block of Broadway at ABC 10. When officers got here, they did observe that the building had been struck by at least one bullet in the window. The building was occupied, and fortunately, nobody was injured. At this time, I do not have any suspect information to release, and I don't know motive, right? I don't know if this was targeted or if this was a random act, but what I can tell you is our detectives are on scene, and they're going to be conducting follow-up, and we're going to try to figure out who's responsible for this.
How many shots were fired?
So I don't know how many shots were fired, but it does appear at least 3 rounds did strike the building.
What's in the room where that window is?
It's a lobby.
So no one was hurt?
Yeah, fortunately nobody was injured. Yeah.
So what happens now in this investigation? Is there, I mean, I imagine there's security video at the TV station?
Yeah, so right now, what our officers and our investigators that just showed up, what they're going to be doing is they're really going to try to piece together what happened. And so looking at a timeline, figure out who's responsible, look for a vehicle that may be responsible, talking to employees that were inside as well. Again, fortunately, nobody was injured. That's our number one concern. We've been in contact with the management over there. My team and I got here pretty early.
All right, I'm not going to play it all because that guy's just rambling on about nothing. But yeah, there's someone out there's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to solve this for everyone, for all the Jimmy Kimmel fans out there in the world. I'm going to get my firearm. I'm going to drive in my car, and I'm going to shoot ABC Sacramento because that'll force them to put Jimmy Kimmel back on the air. That'll do it. That'll be the deciding factor of a multi-million-dollar TV show. Me firing at the studio. It was Jimmy Kimmel. That's right. He's like, I'm going to shoot them. I don't think so. I think that someone is having a deranged Friday. Chipmunk said, yes, possibly. Snapcrackle said, I like Jimmy, but not that much. You don't like him that much that you want to pick up a firearm and go down to the TV station and fire bullets into it? Okay, not much of a fan. Fans will do anything for their favorite people. Weave said, just pointless thought process. Yeah, it's the fact that someone actually got into the vehicle and drove down there with the firearm is... You ask, like, what do people have nothing better to do in their lives? Okay. Let's move on. Let me bring this up. You guys want to go back to talking? Everyone calm down now from the silly pranks. All right, we can talk about it again. Or you guys going to try to tell me that he's arrested again? I mean, I told you guys from the start that I didn't think so. All right, let's go back. Let's go to the LA Times. They put up an update this afternoon. Detectives try to retrace Celeste Rivas' final days, collect evidence from his... That was the raid yesterday. So they raided his home. In the footage that was released online, most of what they took out of the home was electronics. Most of it was like laptops, computers, anything that might have a hard drive in it. So that is what they're looking for, most likely. They're trying to probably see if there's anything. Did he write something? Is there videos that they could look at? Is there a security system? They're trying to track down any sighting of her from within his home, most likely. They're saying here, oh, by the way, people brought up Steve. I know Steve. He's been looking into it too. He posted before that people misinterpreted what the vehicle, the Tesla, is. He said it's it was reported as a 2023 Model Y. It is actually a 2023 Model X Tesla. So he's saying it finished processing, the LAPD has finished processing the vehicle. It is now back at the impound, at an impound lot. He says it appears the evidence hold has been lifted from the vehicle and it can be released to the owner upon a payment of impound fees. I wonder how much the impound fees are. It doesn't say. I wonder how much it is. So it's been released, according to Steve. I wish he would have told us how much is owed on the vehicle, but there you go. They've released the vehicle. Headlines was the best. Yeah. Kelly said they're going to release it. Possibly. I would say, would you take back a vehicle that had a dead person in it? Or would you just be like, hey, crush the vehicle? I would like to know. Because they were saying that the decomp, like Lynn D says, you'll never get that smell out. They said the decomp was so strong that people were smelling it like walking around the vehicle. Can you imagine what the fabrics in that vehicle will smell like? I don't know if it is savable. I think it would most likely be not savable. You cannot get decomp out of a vehicle. Betsy said, don't Teslas have interior video cameras for security? They do. Maybe they, I don't know, maybe they have that evidence. That'd be good. Chipmunk said, that's a commercial. Get the smell out? I don't know what that is. Carolina said, I'd sage the heck out of it for a good deal. You can have the decomp vehicle if you want. I don't want it. Have fun with that. You can drive around and you can be like, they'd be like, oh, you bought a new car? And you'd be like, yeah, I bought a new car. And they'd be like, oh, it has that new car decomp smell. And you'd be like, yeah, I bought it secondhand, but can you smell it? It's that new car decomp smell in the vehicle. Like, no, you're never going to be able to explain that away. People are not going to want to be in your vehicle. Mountain Bee said, one would think it'd be a biohazard. It would have to be a biohazard. You would think so. Blaze says, on a channel from LA has something from the family. I've not seen it myself. What is it? On a channel from LA. Okay. Weave said Tesla evidence was likely wiped. Would be surprised if it is recovered. Never been around a Tesla. I think a lot of it can go. I'm not sure if some of it goes to the actual company or not. So maybe they have to subpoena it from the company. Gail said insurance will pay. Do insurance pay for dead bodies in vehicles when they don't know what the manner of death is? Think you wouldn't get an insurance payout until they were able to tell you what the death of the person was, whether it was homicide, accidental, S word, blah blah blah, all those things. They wouldn't pay out. Chipmunk said it came with a scratch and sniff pine tree thing. Okay. Chipmunk said would never buy a car like that, even for $1, until they cleared him. Right. I would assume they could find something. Gayla said it was stolen and wrecked, maybe? Could be. But if someone stole the vehicle, how did the girl end up in the boot or the trunk? That's the question you have to answer. That's the one you have to be able to tell me about. You give me the answer to that question, and then we can talk about, people not being involved. Okay, let me go over here. Nope, that's not the one we want. Yeah, so apparently News Nation posted a new update over here too. They say David cancels US tour international shows during homicide probe. He's canceled the international one now. They're saying singer David has canceled the remainder of his US tour following a raid on his house in connection with the death of a teenage girl whose decomposing body was found in the vehicle registered to him. Sources told TMZ that the singer's team decided Thursday to cancel the 2 remaining dates of his Withered tour, as well as the dates in Paris, scheduled for October 24 and October 25. Most of his global tour dates have been cancelled, according to Ticketmaster. Is that true? Because we checked a few hours ago and they were still up. Let's check Ticketmaster. He's supposed to be coming to Australia in December, according to the tour list. It looks like it's showing me the next tour dates. No, that's for... Why is it showing me Australia? Yeah, I'm trying to see. There's still one for Oslo on October 1. Let me check if you can buy a ticket to it or not. What does it say? This event has been cancelled. So, yeah, that he is not heading out to Oslo on October 1. They're saying that the event has been cancelled. So, yeah, international ones. It still has the Australian part of the tour in December. And one of those is a festival called Spilt Milk in Victoria, where I live. He was considered one of the headliners or one of the sub headliners for the festival. They will have to announce his cancellation at some point. Let me check if they have. Spilt Milk. Let me check if they have or not. 1 hour ago. 1 hour ago. Spilt Milk has removed David from the 2025 lineup. They have quietly updated their website saying that he is not going to be playing in Victoria in December. So it sounds like his whole tour is most likely gone. Let me go to their website, and if he's still on his artist profile, 404 error now. So it's not just the European tour dates. He's now not going to Australia either. Carolina said, "You going, Ping?" I am not going to that festival. No. Carolina said, "Pretty stupid way to dispose of a body with a car registered to you. Makes me wonder if it's someone who worked for him." Could be. We said the other day it could be entourage or someone in the immediate inner circle, possibly. But you would have a lot of explaining to do. So not just America now, not just Europe, but it looks like his Australian part of his tour is also gone. Let me check there was another one he was supposed to be attending on Wednesday, the 3rd of December was his first stop in Australia at Brisbane, Australia. The Fortitude Music Hall. He was doing a solo show for his Withered 2025 tour. Let me check if I can buy a ticket or not. I can. So apparently I can still buy a ticket for that one. Don't know why, but I'm still able to buy a ticket for his tour. He's not a part of like a festival or something, but he's a part of his own world tour. Okay, that one for some reason has not been removed. I can buy a ticket for $89 each, $89.90. I'm not sure I would be attending, but this one has not been cancelled. There you go. Chipmunk said he's already under. He doesn't want to go down under. That's a very poor joke, my friend. Just Call Me Kim says, well, consequences. Yep, consequences for sure. So apparently the one about spilt milk, though, only broke in the last hour that one had been cancelled, which is a big one. That's like a multi-million-dollar festival in Victoria. Let me check if they've put out a statement or not. It doesn't look like it. So it looks like that Spilt Milk only added his name to the lineup 3 days ago. So 3 days ago, they added him to the lineup on September 17, and a day later, they had to remove him from it. Here's the original poster for it. So who's going to be at Spilt Milk? Kendrick Lamar. Okay, that'd be a good show. Doechii. She had that really big anxiety song earlier this year. Sarah Landry. Schoolboy Q. Okay, it'll be a good show. And then you look down here on the sub lineup here. David. There you go. David and some other artists here. 3 days ago. It doesn't sound like he's going to be meeting that commitment. So, Danny found tickets for $27 in the USA. I don't know if I'm interested in going. Blaze says, "Wow, he really scrubbed from his his whole tour. I can't think he put the body in the boot. Anyone with a brain knows decomp is fast in the brutal Californian heat this time of year." Miss Woozy said, "Maybe don't be a PDF file and your world tour won't get cancelled. Just saying." I don't know. No one's been charged. At this point, no one's been charged. The only thing you could charge him with right now is the PDF file charges. You can't charge him with the homicide because there is no homicide investigation. You could charge him with the PDF file stuff though. Gail said they said the car had been there a month. That's a long time. That's a lot of decomp. That's a big, that's no good. That's no bueno. No buenos. Oh, who's messaging me? Hold on, guys. One sec. All right, I'm back. Sorry, it's Mrs. Ping. She's having lunch with her mum for her birthday. So, by the way, she says thank you to all the nice people who sent in birthday wishes and sent in gifts and things like that. She's very appreciative. She was going to come on the show tonight and say thank you to everyone, but she's still with her mum at this lunch for her birthday. So she may come back by the time we finish the show. She may not, but you may see her tomorrow. So she'll come back tomorrow and say thank you to everyone. We've said that Spilt Milk concert is stacked. Come to Victoria, Australia, and go to it, or go to Ballarat, which is Victoria. Go to Perth, Canberra, or the Gold Coast. Huge tour. It'll be a good one. Gayla said that's why she stayed out. Yes, that is why. Mountain B said, "How awesome! Tell her to enjoy her time with her mum and have to." Yes, I will tell her. Thank you. Yes, she is. Sure. All right, there we go. She's asking me. She's like, "Well, me and mum had lunch, and you're sitting there doing the show, and you didn't get any lunch." And she's like, "Do you want something to eat?" So she was checking in to see if I wanted some food. Kelly said, "Did they do the autopsy yet?" I would say that the autopsy has been done. They are waiting on toxicology because of when you get a decomposition that is so advanced like that, you have problems with a typical medical examination. There's not much left. People, for a nicer way of putting it, people liquefy in that type of environment. They turn to human soup. And unless the injury is something like a gunshot wound, where you can see the damage to to bone, or it's something obvious like choking where you break the hyoid bone in the neck, something that's physically obvious, then you have a lot of problems with the medical examination because you're going to have to run things like toxicology, different types of poison panels, all sorts of different things, infectious disease type testing, all sorts of things. So it's a big problem. It's a harder medical examination than if someone died and you found them straight away. It's a different type of investigation. Hey, how are you, Madaleve? Madaleve, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. If it wasn't him, he should at least get charged with child endangerment because he was pretty much withholding it from her parents when she ran away. I think you got a good point. That is a good point. That's the minimum bar here. The minimum. Good point. Thanks for joining tonight. I appreciate it. Chipmunk says, I feel for her family. Have some questions for that family. Kelly says, I heard she might have been naturally dismembered, so I was curious about autopsy. I don't think anything's been public yet. Marlene said, date women your own age or over 18. That's true. Betsy said, so she wasn't reported missing, correct? No, she was. Let me get it. Yeah. There was a missing person poster made. That's not a good copy of it, Ping. Yeah, this is a pretty bad copy. While you guys have that one, I'll find a better one for you. There was a better copy of this. Where is it? There we go. So there was a missing person poster made up. She was reported missing at the time. And you can see there she was missing from the 5th of April, 2024, and Lake Elsinore, California. So she was reported missing. They said, if you have seen this teen, please call officer, and there's a number. In those Discord messages, she does say she has ran away previous times before. So I would reckon that with law enforcement, she was probably labeled a runaway, and a runaway who has done it multiple times. I would think she would that's what she would be considered. Someone who has a history of running away, and they would have been like, oh, she'll come back eventually, even though they knew she was with an older guy. Hey, Sean, thank you very much. I appreciate that donation. It is very kind. Very kind. Miss Woozy said, I don't know what to think of her parents. Honestly, it seems like the brother tried to do something about it, but I haven't seen anything about the parents or the rest of the family. That'll be interesting. Yeah. Toxic home. She did describe in the Discord that she had a bad home life. Yes. We've said in the email I sent you with that photo, there was a TikTok link that connects to that photo to the other photos. Okay. What is it? Let me have a look. Okay, I see. I don't think I have TikTok, but I can try find it. Hold on. I'm not one of the young cool kids. I'm an old man. Let's see. Oh, I see what it does. Is there a way to mute this music? All right. This is what Weeb wants us to show you, so I'll show it. It's a series of photos. There's the one that we showed before. Just showing that the curly hair, A ring on the finger. That's a good catch. Same side profile as Celeste. There's the ring on the finger, and she has a tattoo that says David. Red tattoo with David. Another ring on the finger. Not gonna lie, David is kind of hot. And then he posted, too bad, with a ring on the finger of what they think is Celeste. They're saying that there's the bandana that she was wearing, that he's wearing on her head. There's another one of a photo of her with the curls. Any more? Was that it? I think that's it. So the ring is interesting. Can you legally marry a child? I don't think you can. So, Kelly J said, yes, the teacher confirmed to the kids in the video with David where he's handing him money was in Celeste's class he taught. Yeah, we played that video last night. Unfortunately, it was very, very quiet, but it was that guy was bizarre. But yeah, he was telling the class about it. Hey, Agatha Misty, it's difficult to manage a chronic runaway. Sometimes it's related to undiagnosed behavioral issues and not necessarily abuse. So I'm not going to judge the parents at this point. Yes, she definitely even described herself as a chronic runaway. She said it in the chat. So I believe that's probably what she was labeled by authorities too, that she was a chronic runaway. What's been really on my mind at this point, I think there's pretty damning evidence to show he was involved in the murder in some way. Well, the question goes back to one thing and one thing only. You have to explain away the vehicle. You have to tell us about that. Then after that, if you can somehow explain away that, you have to explain away all this, all the photos we've been showing you, all the messages, all the Discord crap, all the different things showing her cuddling up to you and how you're wifey and all this type of thing. Then you have to explain that. So he would have a very long interrogation, very long. And I don't know if you can jump all of those hoops to try and get away with this. Gail said in some states it's 15 or 16 with parents' permission. Do you think her parents would give permission? They don't seem very happy about what's happened. Some of them are on Reddit. Yes, that is true. Even smelling it, one would look. Smelling it? What are you smelling exactly? What? Decomposition? So I would want to know more about this and the ring and this marriage bit and all these type of things. I would want to know more. Okay, where are we up to? By the way, thanks for sending in the photos. I appreciate it. Yeah, I wish we had a better copy of that teacher video, a louder copy, because the one we tried to play last night was very quiet and it was hard to hear. Let me check for any updates going on. Just checking. So yeah, when you see these photos, someone posted about this photo of Celeste here. People were saying, how did you not realize this was a child? She looks very young in this photo. She looks like a little kid. Looks like a 12-year-old. Like, she doesn't look like a grown girl. Doesn't look 16 or 18 or 17. She looks her age very much in this photo. So I agree with those people saying, how did you not know this was a kid? They're saying, yeah, a lot of people saying that this shows she was visibly a child. Definitely. I think that while she was somewhat developed. You know, that doesn't mean anything. And her other features, like her face and her stature and things like that, they show a younger girl, to me at least. They show a girl that's of her age, not 25 or whatever. Uh, yes, I think it would be what you're saying. 11, yeah, 11 when she originally went away, 11. So young girl. I don't think you've ever gone to a club and been like, "Oh, that girl's so hot," and you've gone up to her and gone, "Whoa, she's 11. Oh my God." I don't, because you would know instantly that that's a child even without having to go up to them. Like, it's pretty obvious an 11-year-old or 12 or 13. You know, when they get a little older in the 16, 17, 18, it gets a little more blurry because some of those girls can look a lot older than their age is, 17 in that, but not at 11, 12, 13. They look 11, 12, 13. And she does in this photo. She looks like a child. Sean said Samantha Murphy's accused killer hired Cardinal George Pell's lawyer. Yeah, I did hear that the other day, Sean. Yes, that'll be interesting. Chipmunk said, will be interesting to know if she was the only one. I would be surprised if that is the case. I think it will most likely be, there were probably people either before or, don't think he did this on a one-time thing. All right, hold on. Have another update for you on a different case, another one involving children that I want to show it to you. You remember Jack and Lily? Jack and Lily have an update. Hold on, guys. Jack and Lily have an update. It's from DJ. DJ sent this to me, and I think this is pretty interesting. Apparently, they are going to have cadaver dogs go and search for the two missing kids. So let me bring you that update.
Daniel Martel has been asking RCMP for months to call in cadaver dogs to search for his two missing stepchildren. Now the time has come.
It's going to be really hard work now that there's so much vegetation in the woods, but I'm pretty happy that they're going to be able to do it.
4-year-old Jack Sullivan and his 6-year-old sister Lily were reported missing on May 2nd. They were last seen at their home in Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia, a rural community deep in the woods. Nearly 5 months later, there's still no trace of them. RCMP say they need to keep their minds open to any possibility.
What's important to remember is that at this time we don't have any definitive information to support that the children are deceased, but we have to keep our minds open and look at all investigative avenues.
RCMP did bring in search dogs to scour the area here in Lansdowne Station when the children first went missing back in May. At the time, dogs were given pieces of Jack and Lily's clothing to track their scent, but nothing was found other than a piece of Lily's blanket, which family members actually located on their own.
Human remains detection dogs are specific to human remain odor, and that's completely different from live searching.
RCMP say 2 dogs will come to Nova Scotia from British Columbia to conduct the specialized search, a bleak mission. But Martel isn't expecting it will bring answers. So are you thinking that the dogs will go in there and won't find anything?
I know for 100% they won't find anything. I mean, that's probably why they waited this long to do it. It's just to keep the public informed, I guess, that they're hard at work.
RCMP say for officer safety and the integrity of the investigation, they won't disclose when the new search will begin or where exactly the cadaver dogs will be deployed, only that it won't be this weekend. Angela McIver, CBC News, Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia.
Well, I hope they find them. I really do. It's been far too long for those two little kids. And if they don't find them, I think we have just many more questions, really. More questions about what happened in those final days with those children, unfortunately. It's a very sad tale of what happened to Jack and Lily. Hold on, guys. Uh, hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Got to do something for the Mrs. Ping. She wants me to do something so she can pick up her food. Sure. Okay. Sorry, I hate doing it on the air with like blank air or whatever you call it. Here we go. All right. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Jack and Lily, it just, when are we ever going to get a break in it? When are we ever going to get something, like anything, any kind of trace, something that can point us in a direction of what happened to them? I think it's yeah, I think if you don't get a hit with the cadaver dogs, even though cadaver dogs are not perfect, they do have consistency issues, and they don't always hit even if there is remains. I think it just asks a lot more questions of what happened to these kids. Yeah, RCMP says cadaver dogs will be deployed in search for missing children. They say they will soon scour for the two children who disappeared from rural Nova Scotia more than 4 months ago, but RCMP maintain they do not have reason to believe Jack and Lily are dead. Really, if after all this time you don't believe they are dead, after 4 months of two children not being seen, that is concerning to me. They were reported missing on May 2nd, and it is in Nova Scotia in Pictou County, which is 140 kilometers north of, what is it, northeast of Halifax. And we've seen overviews of this area before. It is like deep, dense bushland. I don't think there's kids like camping out, hanging out with the bears and the wildlife, and you know, I just don't think so. You know, hanging out with Goldilocks in a gingerbread house, don't think so. It's very sad. Rachel said that case is so hard because we have no information. There's like nothing at all. Kelly J said, some people believe the kids are on a reservation being hidden with family. I have heard/read. I mean, that's possible. Blaze says, I bet now the police watch all the subjects they have in mind because they are announcing the search. Yeah, so they announce it, see if they go to move anything, and then, yeah, I get you. Betsy said that would be interesting if they could find that or not, if they could prove that. Rachel said, I hope that the mum was hiding them somewhere and that we're okay. That's better than the alternative, right? Better than the alternative is that someone killed them, most likely. Someone close to them. That is the alternate here. And that would be even worse. So if we can find them alive, if that could happen, that'd be nice. Because you remember when Laurie Vallow's children were missing, everyone was hoping and praying that they were found alive and that Laurie was hiding them with LDS people. Well, no, we found out 9 months later that they were buried in Chad's backyard. So little snake bit when it comes to missing children that people think they're hiding. Carolina said, why would the mum hide them? She had custody. That is a good point. Kelly said, like, people think Sebastian Rogers is being hidden, but I don't think so. By who? Gail said, that's exactly what I thought about Tylee and JJ. Exactly, me too. Danny said, strange case. Why Lily and Jack? It's a question that needs to be answered for sure. I think so. We just need more information. That's what we need. Hold on, guys. Yep. Okay. Yep. Yeah. We need more information. Okay. That's all the updates I have, I think. I don't think I have too much more. I might have one more for you. Hold on. I think this is from Mr. DJ. Let me check. Yeah, let me take you to KKTV 11 and a very sad story.
The search for two missing hunters in Colorado is over. Tonight, authorities in Canejos County say they have recovered the bodies of two men 2 miles from a trailhead just north of the Colorado-New Mexico state line. Dozens of teams spent days looking for Andrew Porter and Ian Stasko in the San Juan Wilderness area west of Trujillo Meadows Reservoir. While deputies didn't identify who they found, a family member tells us it is Porter and Stasko, who were last heard from a week ago. Elena Tomesh is in studio with me. It's really unclear at this point what happened to the hunters. Authorities have not said.
We don't know much right now, Adam, but Porter's aunt tells us that they're heartbroken, understandably. And according to the sheriff's office, the men were found 2 miles, like you said, near the trailhead where the hunter's car and gear was found last Saturday. After days of searching for two missing hunters, authorities say they found the bodies of two men. A family member of Andrew Porter says he and Ian Stasko were found dead almost a week after the family lost contact with them while on an elk hunting trip in the Rio Grande National Forest in Canejos County. We spoke with Porter's fiance during the search effort.
On Friday evening is when it had been 29 hours, and Andrew's mom and I started to be very worried, because if they were able to, they would have come back to the car to charge the Garmin to let us know that they were okay.
When deputies arrived at the Rio de los Pinos trailhead on Saturday, the men were nowhere to be found, but deputies say they did find their vehicle with most of their gear still inside. Murphy tells 11 News other hunters had reportedly seen them alive on Friday morning.
It's not uncommon for the two of them or three of us to come back, put your stuff in, and go back out just for a short hunt because they had high hopes since they had found an elk herd.
Earlier this week, Bridget told 11 News she had full faith the men had done the research to know the area and were experienced hunters.
They're very savvy outdoorsmen and they're fit, not some random people who chose this area without thought. They've been.
How very sad to find them both dead, thinking that they had a good chance of finding them alive. Awful story. But I'm glad they've been found, because not finding them would have been even worse. Betsy said, Travis Decker, I fell asleep last night. Did you cover it? Yes, we covered that. His remains were located. They said they have not been fully confirmed that it's him, but they believe due to the location and just due to the location that they believe it's him. Let me double check if there was any other update for that. Travis Decker. Sorry, not Travis Hunter. Travis Decker. Travis Hunter is a football player. Yeah, just human remains believed to be Travis Decker found in Washington, according to the sheriff. So they are, and it said they have ended the search based on those remains. So that is it. That is it. They do not believe he is out there, and they believe that is him. They said sheriff investigators are waiting on DNA lab results to confirm whether remains found near Leavenworth are Decker's, but they do believe it is him, unfortunately. Unfortunately and fortunately. Would have been nice to see him held accountable, but maybe. Yeah, it is horrible. Danny said, did Mrs. Ping get her birthday treat? She did. I posted it before. I showed it before. I posted a photo on Twitter. So I posted it yesterday that she did get her. There you go. She got her Cinnabon, and she got to enjoy some of them yesterday. So, yeah, she did get them in the end. So, yeah. All right. Bit of a quiet Friday night, but I'm going to get out of here. What do we have planned for tomorrow? Tomorrow, it's Cold Justice Saturday night. Cold Justice Saturday night. We're going to be doing that brand new episode, episode 2 of the new season. I will be on a couple of hours after the premiere. Premiere's at 8 o'clock. I'll be on at 10:30, and we will go through the entire case for you tomorrow night. I will show you the court records. I'll show you anything else I can dig up, anything else that wasn't on the episode on Oxygen Network. So we will be delving into the new case file tomorrow night of Cold Justice Season 2. Yeah, it'll be a good night. We're going to have a lot great fun tomorrow night. It's one of my favorite nights of the week where we get to do that, kind of get to relax a little bit, hang out, and do something fun and try and solve a cold case together for the night. So it'll be fun. I will see you then. Have a great Saturday during the day tomorrow. Hey, thanks to Sean, thanks to Carla, and thanks to all the people who did nice things for Mrs. Ping. I appreciate it. It's very kind. Yeah, thank you to all the people. She says thank you. That was her messaging to remind me to say thank you to all the nice people who wished her happy birthday or sent in a gift or something. It was very, very kind. You didn't need to do that. She is a grown woman who has too many Hello Kitty things already. So I'm sure that's probably what she'll buy. I'll see you then. Have a great night. I'm going to go and relax for this rest of our Saturday. Very cold Saturday here in Melbourne, Australia. I bet you we leave tonight. We come back tomorrow and there'll be some big breaking news. So Blaze said the other channel is Sloan. I do know who that is. I will check it out. I can't play anything from their channel, but I will check it out. All right. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see what happens in this investigation into Celeste, and we'll see. We'll see. Good night, everyone. Love you all. Thanks for supporting the channel. If you are not a subscriber to this channel, please be one. Hit that subscribe button and hit the thumbs up button for me. I appreciate it. Peace out. Bye.